Hi kids and hi parents. I hope everybody's had a great week and is staying happy and healthy. I know we're having a great week over here because our family actually grew by one little person. His name is Dylan and he was born on Thursday evening. We are so excited that he's finally here. We've been waiting so long to meet him and just very thankful that he was born happy and healthy. His big sister is doing an amazing job taking care of him and mom, and she's just over the moon that he's finally here. We're all so excited and counting down the days till social distancing is over so we can finally meet him in person and give him all of our love and attention. Without further ado, let's get into our Sunday school lesson. Now, before we start talking about our lesson and reading the Bible scripture for today, I want to take a couple of moments with you guys and do an activity. So for the first part of this activity, let's take a second and think about somebody that we love and that loves us back. Do you have your person? This could be mom or dad, grandma, grandpa, even your pets, anything. How does it feel to love that person and to be loved by that person? It might be hard to put that feeling into words, and that's because love is complex. It's a complex emotion, and it's a complex feeling. But everybody experiences it differently. There are actually 5 different love languages, and what that means is there are 5 different ways that people not only express how they love somebody, but also the best way for them to receive love and for them to feel loved. The 2 most common ones are words of affirmation and acts of service. But again, there are 5, so if those 2 don't fit with you, there are more for you to explore. Now, for the activity part of this one, I want you guys to cut out paper hearts. And on those paper hearts, you're going to write down or draw pictures of ways that you feel loved or show love, and what you think showing love means. So I wrote down a couple of examples. So for me, love feels stable and secure. So what that means is I don't have to ever worry about the people that I love and that loved me. I don't have to worry about them loving me back, and I don't have to worry about them betraying my trust in them and betraying our relationship, whether it's romantic or friendship or family, anything like that. I don't have to worry about those things because I know that I am loved and that I love them. Another one that I wrote down is love is when you really, really care about someone. So you try really hard to take care of them like mom and dad do for you, or grandma and grandpa, or like you do for your pets. I know I do this for my cats in particular because I want them to be happy and healthy, and I want them to know that they're loved. So I make sure that we feed them and keep them happy and healthy by playing with them, keeping them up to date on their doctor visits, making sure that they're eating healthy foods, and getting pets and played with all the time. And my last one that I wrote down is love is something that you feel and do. So not only do I feel love and feel loved, but also I show my love through behaviors. And this is where that acts of service comes in. So one of the ways that I do it is by helping out people that need it. So I'm helping out my sister right now with childcare. So I help her with the baby and making sure that the baby is taken care of while she's at work. I make sure that my sister has a hot plate of dinner to come home to when she works late at night. And I make sure that the house is cleaned up for when she comes home so she's not stressed out even more and can come home and just relax when she's done with work. You can do this as well by helping mom and dad around the house, or by being obedient to them when they tell you to clean up your room or clean up after dinner or anything that they tell you to do like that. You can also show this through hugs, handwritten notes, anything like that, anything to show somebody that you love them. So obviously this activity has something to do with the lesson that we're learning today, right? Right. So we're going to talk about the greatest commandment in the Bible. Now, if you remember all the way back in the beginning of our Sunday school season, we started learning about the 10 commandments. And God gave us these 10 commandments so that we could follow them to learn how to live with one another, but also how to live in a way that respects and shows love for God. Now, this commandment that we're going to learn about today is arguably the most important one in the entire Bible. And this is one that Jesus shared with us while he was here on earth. This particular commandment is found in the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verses 34 through 40. And I'm going to read that for us now. It says, "Hearing that Jesus had silenced the Sadducees, the Pharisees got together. One of them, an expert in the law, tested him with this question, 'Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law?' Jesus replied, 'Love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, and with all of your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. All the law and the prophets hang on these two commandments.'" So when the Pharisees asked Jesus this question, they weren't genuinely seeking an answer. They were trying to trick Jesus. This is because if you were to ask any first century Christian back in Jesus' time what and how many commandments there were, they would answer 10. But if you were to ask any first century Jewish person this question, they would answer 613. That's a lot of commandments. So obviously with this many commandments, people were always trying to figure out how to organize them and which ones to prioritize, which is why the Pharisees asked Jesus this question. But Jesus gave them a profound answer. And he said that all 613 commandments came from one source, and that is loving God with all of your heart and all of your soul and all of your mind. Now for the second part of this commandment, it is to love your neighbor as yourself. I know I sound like a broken record, but one of the ways that we can do this and imitate Jesus is by listening to what our government is telling us right now, and that is to social distance and to only prioritize essential errands. Whenever we go outside, wearing protective wear like masks and gloves, making sure that we're sanitizing and washing our hands properly, and remaining that 6-foot distance and social distancing rules. I know it's hard, but this is one of the ways that we can show that we are imitating Jesus and loving our neighbors as ourselves, because we want our neighbors to stay happy and healthy, and we want to reduce the risk of this virus being spread around. I know it's hard, but you guys are doing an amazing job, and I'm so proud of all of you for how strong you're being during this time. I'm so excited for it to be over at the end of May, hopefully, so we can see each other again and enjoy one another's fellowship. I hope everybody has a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.